thing I've noticed is that some people still don't understand what is going on between Verydarkman, Nedu, and D1. Now, you all have heard from Verydarkman. He said Nedu wanted him to come to that podcast. Nedu have done everything possible. And in the course of doing everything possible, he had to start telling VDM certain things. Nedu even offered to buy Verydarkman a car just for him to come to that podcast. And VTM still did not agree. Now, when D1 came out on social media and said he wants to go to the honest bunch, that's where he's going to expose Verydarkman. That's where he's going to bring out the receipts to show proofs that VTM have been using money contributed by Nigerians in the NGO. He's going to bring receipts to show proof that VDM actually removed 20 million naira and deposited for a Range Rover. He's going to also bring proof to show that VDM is knacking men. VDM is a gay. And we have also seen VDM on so many videos saying that I am straight, I am not a gay, I am not gay brain. VDM has responded to that so many times. And even when VDM was responding to the first video made by when Nedu posted a snippet of their chat of the podcast between him and D1. VDM came out. The first thing he said is that I am straight. I go for women. I don't go for men. Now, their intention was to have this show with D1. And when VDM is going to watch the show, he would definitely not be happy about it. And by so doing, Verydarkman will ask for audience. Verydarkman will come to the honest bunch to come and clear his name. But they didn't understand that VDM already has a platform, that he will use his own platform to clear his name, to do whatever he wants to do. You beat a child, you're not going to tell that child how to cry. So VDM already chose his own way how to defend himself and how to clear his name. And so doing, he started bringing up stuffs that will bring more trouble on Nedu instead. Now, why is Verydarkman after Nedu? That's the question so many of you are asking. Verydarkman is after Nedu because that show was not even a live session. That show was recorded, edited. So if there was something there that Nedu feel like this is not comfortable, he will remove it. They'll get it out. But the fact that Nedu agreed for things like that to be posted, it means he is part of the conspiracy, according to Verydarkman. Maybe some of you are not getting his point. Now, before that podcast, if you have never been to a podcast, you will not understand. Before any podcast, you guys have a pre session. You guys talk about what you're going to talk about on that day. Even an interview, they will show you the questions that they are going to ask you. So D1 has already told Nedu the stuffs that is coming to discuss there. That is why the conversation was going very smoothly. That was why Nedu was able to ask certain questions like him. You know that kind of question like him. So he was saying that he has knocked more than 30 women. Was that a way of him to just deny the fact that he is not a gay? So you understand? Like so many people are saying that Nedu was acting like an instigator, that he would just instigate, he would just trigger, and then D1 will clap. That was what was happening there. Now, so they wanted to do this so that Verydarkman will now come to the podcast to clear his name, but it didn't work out that way. And is Nedu part of the conspiracy? Will you say no? Will you say yes? Most of the people are saying yes because he was aware of what D1 was coming there to discuss. Have you watched the other video where someone was trying to bring up Verydarkman's name on the podcast and Nedu stopped that person? Nedu said, no, don't talk about him here. Don't talk about my man. Don't talk about him. It's okay, don't talk about him. And they did not continue that conversation. That conversation ended there. But the fact that he accepted this one to continue, it means he is part of it. That is VDM's problem. That is what so many people don't understand. If you are VDM, what will you do? Someone come for you and then you come for them. Why are people angry that VDM is acting the way he's acting? Are we happy that Nedu is stepping back? Are we happy that Nedu is losing his job? Are we? Is that something we should be celebrating? But are we also happy that someone went on a podcast to bring down VDM? Was that okay by everybody? So you guys were celebrating and happy that that is going to happen to him. For anyone asking, Verydarkman, are you a gay? Are you this? He has come out so many times to say he is not. But if you have proof that he has knocked you or knocked your brother or knocked your husband, you can bring it out, because since D1 started calling out Verydarkman, There have never been a day D1 has posted anything as evidence to prove any of his claims. But Very Dark Man will talk with exhibits, with proof, with references, something that you can see. So who is being truthful now? Coming out now crying and calling for Peter Obi, calling. I did not hear the name of Tinubu. I was expecting to hear the name of the president because he called almost all the millionaires in Nigeria to come and fight for Nedu. That Nedu did not do anything. Nedu did not tell him anything to say. I'm sure some of you are getting the point. So if you were in Very Dark Man's shoe and you have all of this, what will you do? Will you just sit there, watch them destroy you? Let me know down there in the comment section.